Ephesians 2:4-5. But because of his great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ, even when we were dead in transgressions. It is by grace you have been saved. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. Guys, I have good news. I'm sure from the title or the thumbnail, from something, you already know what the good news is. So just pause the video, leave congratulations for me in the comment section. Just say congratulations, peace, and also click on the thumbs up button if you're congratulating me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. And did I already say leave a comment? Like leave a congratulatory comment in the comment section. So please leave a comment for me in the comment section. So a couple months ago, I made a vlog of my driver's test, my road test. I'm gonna play that vlog for you guys first, and then when you're done watching that vlog, then I'm going to give you guys a rundown of every other thing that happened after that vlog. It was recorded a couple months ago, like early this year, when I was going for my driver's test, my road test. Yeah, so watch that vlog, stay tuned, then I'm gonna spill more tea after that. So this is an impromptu vlog. I did not plan on vlogging today, and I know I look crazy right now, guys. Half of my lashes here is gone, so I just have this chunk left, and I don't want to pull it out because it would hurt and probably take off my natural lashes along with it. So I'm just going to leave it and let it do its thing. Whenever it feels like it's ready to come off, it will. So as you can see, I'm currently in the car. Today is my I just honked. Okay, today is my driving test, and I'm going to be taking you guys along with me to my driving test. So you guys are basically going to be, I don't know how I'm going to record it because I cannot obviously have the camera in the car when the driving instructor is in the car with me. I would obviously fail the test, so I'm going to need someone to record from outside the car and just record how the driving test is going, or I'll just tell you guys how it went with my mouth. But basically, I've been driving for a couple months now here in the US, but I've been driving with my permit. The way it's done, you take a written test. If you pass it, you get the driver's permit and you can drive with that driver's permit. But you would have to take the road test to get the driver's license card, the ID card. So that's the one I'm going for today. My appointment is by 2 p.m. This is currently 1:05. And the venue is about 25 minutes away from the house, so I'm just going to drive 25 minutes down there. Hopefully I should be there maybe by 1:45 or 1:50 latest. I should be at the venue. I want to be at least 10 minutes early, just to get a head start on what I'm doing and all that I need to do. So yeah, to not talk too much, I'm just going to start driving immediately. And guys, wish me luck, okay? I really hope I get my driver's license, the card one today. So I would like to, put the camera and just drive and talk to you guys, but there is nowhere in the car for me to set up the camera. Let me see if I can put the camera here. Oh my God. Guys, this is not working at all. It keeps falling. Guys, is this better? I don't know. It's a very terrible angle, so I'm just going to put the address on the map so I have a guide. I've only been there like twice, so I obviously don't know my way there on my own. I've never used this phone for directions before. I normally use this one I'm using to record, so I hope this one does not lead me astray.
Head west on Kirkcaldy Lane toward East Fields Lane.
Okay, the girl has an African accent. That's good. I've never worked with a Google Assistant with an African accent before, so this should be interesting. So I hung the tripod on the rearview mirror and hopefully it should stay in place. And now let's go. I'm nervous. I'm trying not to be nervous because being nervous never helps anybody.
I'm nervous, and whew, I don't really know how it's going to go.
100 feet. Turn right.
Okay, I don't really know. And guys, you guys might be hearing the Google map along the video, so just don't mind it if you hear it. Hopefully I get this, guys. Pray for me, wish me luck in the comment section. Say go peace, go peace. So I've watched I'm just going to talk to you guys about the few things I did to prepare for this driver's test, because obviously I had to prepare in some kind of way. So what I did was I went on YouTube, and guys, I'm sorry the camera might be dangling a little. You know, I told you guys where I placed it. The more I keep going in different directions, it might continue to dangle. I'm sorry for that. You know, it's the only option I had. So like I was saying, I went on YouTube and, you know, tried to watch a couple videos on, you know, what to look out for the driver's test, know what I'm getting myself into, really understand, you know, questions that I would be asked, maneuvers that I would be asked to do, you know, parallel parking, changing lanes, all those other things. So that's as much preparation that I have done for this test. I haven't gone to any field to practice any of the techniques. I haven't gone to any parking lots to practice any of the techniques. Guys, all the practice that I have done for this test are all on YouTube, are all based on YouTube videos that I watched. So I'm nervous because I don't know if that would be enough. I'm hoping that that's enough. It says I'm 15 minutes away. That's good. It means I'm close. Okay, yeah. Okay guys, so since I already told you guys the basics, I'm just going to turn off the camera now and focus on this driving, okay? And I'm also going to use the map on this phone, because the map on this other phone, I don't understand. It's doing some kind of funny things that I don't want. Today is not the day to be funny. So guys, I'll see you guys when I can. I'm currently at a red light. Hey guys, so today has been one very eventful day. So I'm currently at the DMV, the Division of Motor and Vehicle, whatever, basically the place where you're supposed to take your driver's test and get your driver's license. So this is currently past 3 p.m. and I got here, let's just say I got here approximately by 2. So it's been over an hour that I've been here, and guess what? I didn't get to do my test. I'm not leaving here with a driver's license today. Crazy. And the funny thing is, not because I failed the test or anything. So before you start thinking, oh, peace has failed, it's not because I failed, okay? So apparently the car that I have is, the glasses are tinted, so I need to have a tint waiver attached to my registration in order to use the car to take my driving test. And there is no tint waiver attached to the registration of the car, so they said they couldn't, you know, do the test with me today with this car. So I had to reschedule for another day, and it just makes me feel like I just wasted hours in my day today, because I drove 25 minutes down here, spent over an hour here, and now I have to drive another 25 minutes back. No license, no test done. It's just frustrating. But I'm trying to look at the good side of it, because I'm not really that prepared for this test, because the entire preparation that I've done is based on YouTube videos. So maybe this was a blessing in disguise. Maybe this would actually give me just a little time to practice just a few techniques here and there. Majorly the parallel parking. That's the major thing that I really need to, you know, knock out of the park. So maybe this was a blessing in disguise. I'm really trying to look at it in that way. For my next driver's test, I would either have to come with a different car or get the waiver of the tint waiver attached to the registration. So they gave me a form, a tint waiver form. So I'm supposed to fill out the form and send the form to the registration people so they can add it to the registration, something like that. I just blanked out when they were explaining the whole process, because at the point when they told me you will not be taking your test today, I just blanked out. Like every other thing they were saying, I was just I spoke to one of the bosses, so I really explained things to her, because this is actually the second time I'm rescheduling my driver's test. The first time I missed it. The first time I didn't actually go at all. I missed the whole test entirely. So I rescheduled for this second date. So if today was the 1st of January and you want to reschedule, they'll probably give you the 2nd of February, that far. So I really spoke to her that, okay, see, I don't really want to reschedule that far anymore, like over a month and all. So she went on their site, whatever, did her thing, and was able to get me a closer date. So my next date for my driver's test is just 6, 7, 8, 9. It's just 4 days. It's just 4 days away from today, and that's marvelous. That's completely good, because usually they will give you over a month away, and that's just too much. So 4 days away from today, I'll have to come back. Hopefully at that rescheduled date, I would be leaving the DMV with a driver's license. And yeah, I just wanted to give you guys feedback of what it was like today and how everything went.
So I'm assuming you've watched the vlog, so what's been happening, the updates. So I rescheduled my road test 4 days after that day when I recorded that vlog, but I had to call and reschedule it again from that 4 days, because I realized that I wouldn't be able to make the test in that 4 days, because I had appointments that were already fixed for that day that I couldn't, like there was no way I could reschedule those appointments, but I could reschedule the road test. So I ended up rescheduling the road test for a month after. 3 days to the actual test after I'd rescheduled it, 3 days to the actual test, I actually, came out and practiced my parallel parking, and I practiced it just once because I had just one available day to do it. Now, when I practiced that parallel parking, I still had troubles with some of the maneuvers with the parallel parking, but I just had to accept that this is how far I'll go with the practice, because I only had that day. The day finally came for my road test. So I went to the DMV where you're supposed to take the road test and get your license. But when I got there, I had to wait a whole hour before they could call my name for me to take my road test, because they said I came early, so that there were people ahead of me, so they had to go through the line. So before it was my turn, it was like a whole hour. So I had waited almost 2 hours actually. Almost 2 hours. I finally got an instructor to come take the test. So he came to the car and he was like, okay, turn off the car and turn it back on so I can make sure all the lights are working, the dashboard, blah, blah, blah. So I turned off the car and turned it back on. And it happened to be that the airbag light on the dashboard was on. So he was like, why is the airbag light on? And like we explained to him that someone caught the seatbelt of the car mistakenly. I don't know how the seatbelt got spoiled, but the seatbelt at the back seat got spoiled. So we're like, that's why that light is showing. So no matter what you do, until that seatbelt is fixed, the light's gonna keep showing. And mind you, that's not even supposed to affect my test, because it's the seatbelt at the back seat. Nobody's gonna be sitting there for the test. So that seatbelt has nothing to do with my test. But he said, oh, policy, as long as that light is showing, they can't take the test, blah, blah, blah. So I have to reschedule. And my permit, so I'd been driving with a driver's permit, yeah? And the driver's permit they give you would be for 6 months. I had been driving for 6 months with that permit, and the permit was expiring the next month. So I explained to him that my permit is going to expire the next month. Is there no way I could take this test today? Because I know if I reschedule this test, you all are going to reschedule me for a month after, because they're always saying that they're booked, they have people, and I understand that. I don't question that at all. So I'm like, you guys are going to schedule me for like a month after, and by then my permit will be expired, so I won't even be able to come and take the test. So he was like, have I gotten a permit extension before? I'm like, no, I've not gotten a permit extension before. So he was like, okay, that I'll have to get a permit extension so that my permit doesn't get expired. They will extend the expiration date for me. In my head, I was like, no, I've been coming here, and this was the third time. This was the third time that I'm coming for my road test at the DMV. And the first time I didn't make it at all, so I had to reschedule. The second time, no tint waiver. Now the third time, they're telling me because the seatbelt light is on or the airbag light is on, I can't take the test. Doesn't make sense. I'm like, what does the light have to do with it? He was like, if we get pulled over on the road by the police, it's a violation. Are you like seatbelt that's at the back seat? So I didn't even want to argue that. At that point, my head was, what's the way forward? Okay, this is what you have said that it is. What's the way forward for me to get a license? Because I don't want to leave here with a permit. I came with a permit and I want to go with a license. I already waited almost 2 hours for my test. Now it's finally my turn, thinking I'm going to take the test. And now you're telling me that my 2 hours is wasted, I can't take it, and I have to take an extension for my permit. How about now? No, I can't. I'm sorry, I don't want to. Let's find another way. And also, a part of me was also nervous because I didn't know if I was prepared enough for that test, because I had only practiced once. And that once was just for a couple minutes. It wasn't even up to an hour, but like 30-45 minutes. I just practiced parallel parking, and that was it. And I'm going for this test. So it was a lot, but something in me was just like, do the test. If you fail it, at least you know what made you fail, and then you go back and practice and get better, instead of not doing the test at all, going back as ignorant as you came and coming back. Like, it just felt not right to me. So I was just looking for a way to do the test. Even if I don't pass it, maybe I haven't practiced enough, at least I'll know that, okay, this is what I need to practice more on, and go back home and practice, than coming there again for the second time and not doing a test. That was basically what was going through my mind to do. So I met a young lady inside the DMV, because there's a waiting room there where you have to sit and wait for your name and all that. So I met a young lady there. She did her test before me. So she came in, she was smiling and all. So I was like, how was your test? This was while I was waiting for my name to be called. So I was asking her, how was your test? Did you pass it? She was like, oh yeah, she passed it. Oh, she got her license. It was really nice, blah, blah, blah. So we had a conversation going. We're laughing. So she was like telling me I shouldn't be nervous. Mine is going to go well as well. So when the instructor told me that I couldn't use my car to do the test, the next thing that came to my mind was that girl. I was like, okay, can I use that girl's car to do the test? So I asked the instructor, I was like, okay, can I use someone else's car? Since my car is not, the light is showing and it's a violation, can I use someone else's car to do my test? Will it matter? So I was like, no, as long as the car is already here, as long as it's not like they have to drive the car down or something. I'm like, no, the car is already here. He was like, okay. So I went to meet the girl. This is somebody I don't know before, from Adam. I don't know this girl before. I just met her that day, and we just started talking about her driver's test, and I'm going to ask for her car to do it. So she doesn't even know if I can drive, and she wants to give me her car. What if I take her car and run under a bridge, But I was, going with a leap of faith, and I was like, God help me. So I went to meet the girl. I was like, hi, can I please use your car to do my test? I didn't even tell her what was wrong with my car. I didn't even give her any backstory. I just, because I was in a hurry, because the instructor had already left. He was checking his time. He was like, oh, there are other people waiting. Where's the car? Blah, blah, blah. He was already, acting like he's ready to cancel me for the day. So I just rushed to the girl and I was like, please, can I use your car for my driver's test? And she was like, oh, it's not her car, that it's her grandfather's car. And that I would have to ask her grandfather for the car. I'm like, okay, where is your grandfather? Where is your grandfather? Let me ask him. I don't know where your grandfather is. But at that point, she was talking to the one of the employees at the DMV. So the way it is, there are different cubicles at the DMV. So you go to each cubicle, there's an employee behind the desk that will attend to you. So she had passed her test, so she was at the cubicle to get her license. So they were probably doing the paperwork for her to get her license. And I just went inside the cubicle to talk to her inside there, which is not supposed to be allowed. You're supposed to only come into the cubicle if it's your turn to be attended to. So I just went into the cubicle and I was like, please, can I use your car for my driver's test? And she's still talking to the lady that's attending to her for her driver's license. I didn't even mind them. Actually, I did. I said, excuse me. Then I spoke to her. But still, I wasn't supposed to do that. So she was like, oh, I have to ask her grandfather. And then she was doing what she was doing with the lady that was attending to her. And then I just stood there. I just stood there waiting for her, because I was waiting for her to come and show me where her grandfather is so I can ask him. I don't know who her grandfather is. So she stood there as well. She continued to do what she was doing. And then the instructor came and he was like, where's the car? The time, it's almost 4 o'clock. Because I think they close at 4 or something. So he was like, oh, it's almost 4 o'clock, so they're about to close. So I might have to reschedule last. So the girl saw that, okay, it was a thing of urgency. So she was like, oh, do you want me to call my grandfather or text him? I was like, yes, please. Please, can you call him or text him, whichever. So I don't know if she texted or called. And then she was like, he said you could use the car. And she gave me the keys. I was like, I didn't want to go and ask any further questions. She gave me the keys. So based on the instructor that was to take me on my test was the same instructor that took her on her own test. So he knew the car. So he knew where the car was parked. So he directed me to the car. When I came out, the grandfather was outside. So I thanked him. I was like, oh, thank you, sir, for letting me use your car. And guess what? The man was like, oh, there's no problem. He brought out his insurance card, his car insurance card, his car registration card, brought out everything and gave me. He was like, oh, take all this in case they ask you for it. I'm like, somebody you don't know before. You gave me your car. It's not enough. You now gave me your car insurance. You gave me your car registration. I was like, I was looking at the man. I was like, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I almost said, God bless you. But this is America. Some people are atheists. Before you say God bless you now, you say, hey, I don't believe in God. Give me my car back. So I almost said God bless you, but I was like, thank you, sir. Because I don't want to say the one that will spoil the thing that God is doing. So I didn't know if he was an atheist or something. So I just left it in a neutral level. I just said, thank you very much, sir. So I took the keys, his insurance, his registration, gave it to the instructor. If you see this car, I'm not good with car names. If not, I would have been able to say the name of the car. But I know that it's a very expensive car. Even the instructor, when we entered the car, the instructor was like, this man just has too much money. I looked at him, I was like, yes, sir, he does have too much money. Because the car was, I was even scared to drive the car because it was too swift. I was scared. Let me know. I don't want to scratch this car. I don't want them to put any dent on this car. It's too clean. The car was clean, big. It had the big dashboard with the cameras that you could see the different angles of the car. It was just a very marvelous car. So, and the car is way bigger than my car that I've been using to practice. So that was another problem. I was like, how do I gauge the parallel parking? How do I calculate? Because I've been practicing. When I say I've been practicing, I mean just once that I have practiced with my car. I've been practicing with my car. So I've been able to measure my car in my head and how it will fit and where I need to turn, cut my hand and straighten my hand and all those other things. So now I have this different car that's way bigger than my car, way flashier than my car, way different from my car. So I'm like, how do I calculate this thing? So what I did, I just spoke to the instructor guy. I just told him, I was like, I'm not used to this car. As you have seen that this is a borrowed car. I'm not used to this car. So please, in your judging me, please take into consideration that this is not the car I came to test with. So, I might make some errors here and there because I'm still trying to get used to this car and, how everything works with the car. So he was like, oh, no problem, no problem. And I also explained to him that, now I was feeling a lot of pressure from the fact that I almost did not get to do the test. I waited for 2 hours being told that I can't do the test. Now I have to borrow a car. Now I have a car I'm not used to. So it was just a lot of pressure and frustration. So I explained to the instructor that I'm extremely nervous right now and pressured right now. So please, understand and bear with me if I am, a little bit, here and there. So he was like, oh, no problem. You don't have anything to be nervous about. I understand. I also explained to him that this was my third appointment with the DMV for my road test, so that he will understand that this is third time's the charm. So he was like, oh, no problem. And I think that helped. God just helped me that I found favor in the sight of everybody, even with the instructor. During my test, there were some minor errors here and there based on the car is not what I'm used to. So there are some times when I'll have to stop, go forward, go back, turn my hand, go forward, go back, and he had to even tell me, he was like, hope you know that there's a time limit for parallel parking, because he saw that I was making so many adjustments because I didn't want to hit the cone, because once you hit the cone, it's over. The test is over. So I was like, instead of me to hit that cone, I will make all the adjustments I can make to maneuver my way inside that spot for the parallel parking. So he had to tell me, he was like, hope you know that there's a time limit for parallel parking, because he saw that I was taking my time. I was taking my precious time. I didn't want to hit that cone at all. So, but still, he was helpful. Can you imagine that my instructor was helping me? If you were there, you would understand, because my brother went with me, and my brother actually thought I wasn't doing the test because he was there when the instructor came and told us that I can't do the test with the car that I came with. So my brother was already in the car waiting for me to go and bring my bag. Let's just go home. And so my brother thought I went to get an extension, because when I went with the man was talking about extending my permit. So my brother thought that was what I went to do, to go and extend my permit and then we'll go home. He didn't know that I was busy taking tests. So it was when I came back, he now saw me with driver's license. He was like, they give you driver's license. I was like, I just did my test now. I'm going too fast. That's the ending. I've not gotten there yet. Let me rewind back to where I was. So I was saying God gave me extreme favor. Extreme. If you were there, you would understand that it's not possible. Like it doesn't make sense why I left that place with a driver's license. It's not as if I drove terribly, but the way everything played out, no instructor would have given you that much time of day to get yourself together. He was compassionate, and also God gave me favor. I don't know if that's how it happens to people, but to the best of my knowledge, during your road test, your instructor is not supposed to be telling you all that, but he helped, and it's not as if he helped me do the drive. Like I drove myself. I did it. It's just before some people will carry this part of the story now and be like, it's your instructor cheated. No, that's not the case. So the thing is, the way the car is, yeah, the car has sensors at the back and the front. So if you're coming close to the cone, the sensor will start beeping. So that was getting me worried. It was making me feel like I'm hitting the cone. Meanwhile, I still have a bunch of space between the car and the cone. But because the car has a sensor that when you're close to the cone, it starts to beep. So I was thinking that, I'm already about to hit the cone. So that was why the instructor was like telling me, oh no, you're still good. Cut your hand to the end and keep going. Like you're not going to hit the cone. You still have space. So it's not as if he was helping me drive or helping me do the test. Okay. Just for the people that are very good with misunderstanding things. We went to the road. We drove around the block, did the parallel parking, and then we came back. I had congratulations. I was like, is this how God works? I almost gave up because when he was telling my brother and I that I can't use the car to take my test, my brother was even telling him that, can he go home and bring his other car for me to take the test? The instructor was like, no, that once you leave here, you have to reschedule. You can't go home and come back and take your test that same day. Once you go home, you have to reschedule and come a different day. Because my brother was like, no, I will go very fast and bring the other car. Like within minutes, I'll be back with the car. The instructor refused. So it was just God. And the fact that someone I don't know before gave me their car, and it's a very wonderful car. It's not like a batch car that you'd be like, oh, they didn't care about the car. So even if the car, anything happened to it, they will be fine. It was a very good car that they obviously cared about, but they gave it to a stranger to take a test. And this is a stranger that has not gotten a license yet. So they're not even sure about my driving skills. So, I came to collect license, so I've not even gotten it. So they are not sure about my driving skills, but still they did. So it was just a whole, when we're driving back home that day and I had the license in my hand, I was just like, God, my tummy was sweeting me. I had butterflies in my tummy. It was amazing, it was nice. And it just makes me feel good that, I'm making progress here, because trust me, if you're here, there's some days that you just feel like you're stagnant. Have you ever been on a treadmill and you're going, it looks like you're sweating, you're making effort, but you're still in one place? Sometimes that's how you feel when you're here in this country. You're working hard, you're putting in the effort, you're doing everything that you need to be doing, but it just seems like you're still there where you started. So it just really made me feel good that I had progressed and gotten to that part and gotten to that step and taking that step, gotten all that. It was really nice. It was really, heartwarming. It was really good. I took the test the first time, and this is the first time I was taking the test. It's amazing because I was very nervous. The first time I took the test, passed it, got my license. And it was all because of God's favor. So I just wanted to come share the story, give you guys like a quick story time, let you guys know how it was, because this country is not for the weak-hearted. I'm just going to put it out there right now. This place, no, if you're not strong, if your heart is not strong and your mind is not strong, you will faint. Bible says if you faint in the day of trouble, your strength is small. If you faint, you will faint in this country if you don't have strength. So although I have my state ID card, but I just wanted that federal driver's license, just to, make you feel like you're a part of something. So yeah, that's my story. That's my experience with my driver's license journey. I don't even want to talk about the road test, the written test journey. Although that one wasn't really much of a journey. The first time I seriously wrote the test, I passed it, but there was a story behind it as well. But all the story boils down to the fact that God is faithful. God has been faithful to this girl. You see this girl here? She's a product of God's faithfulness. And yeah, as much as I want to share my good news with you guys, I also hope it encourages you. Whatever you are believing God for, see, trust me, it may look like all hope is lost. Don't accept it. Keep pushing. God is faithful. God will do it. He has given you his favor, his help. Exercise it, use it, declare it. Okay, I don't want to start preaching. Okay, but thank you for watching today's video. And if you haven't congratulated me already, please click on the thumbs up button to congratulate me. Okay, if congratulations is too hard to type in the comment section, just click on the thumbs up button and I will understand that was your way of saying congratulations, please. This might not be a big deal to some of you. Some of you might be like, it's not just driver's license. Like, people are winning $1 million lottery, winning driver. You're talking about driver's license, but you might not understand that this just driver's license, this common driver's license, actually means a lot to me. And so thank you. I'm really excited, guys. Well, although all this happened a couple months back, but I wanted to make the video now when I'm all settled and just ready to give you guys the full download of everything. Well, thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it and if you want to congratulate me, click on the thumbs up button. If you're not yet subscribed to my channel, this would be a good time to click on the subscribe button. Also, click on the bell icon right beside the subscribe button to turn on your post notification. Finally, leave a comment for me in the comment section down below. And if you didn't take anything from this video, take the fact that God is faithful. God is good. Okay? And I love you. I love you so much. Jesus loves you. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye.